Over the past 3 years, we've been trying to build our own solar-powered pontoon sailboat.
The only problem was there was no instruction manual.
It all began when we bought the cheapest pontoon boat we could find off Facebook Marketplace. Stripped it down and slapped on a trolling motor to it. We had some good ideas, but we also had a lot of bad ones. We had no clue what we were doing, but we're learning along the way. Winter was coming fast, so we had to get some walls up pretty quick. If you're interested in any of the steps of the build, check out our channel for more detailed videos. Once we sealed up the corners, we painted it to try and waterproof it. The roof pooled up water, so we made a drainage system, which worked pretty good, but it caused an issue that we'll get to in a bit. We used the helm from our first version to save some time and wired everything up.
If you're new here, I'm Mark and that's Coots, and we build fun boats to go on adventures and clean up the river along the way.
Once all the wiring was done, we headed out to get some supplies for the windows. We wanted to be outdoors as much as possible, so we had to modify our walls for the windows that we came up with. The floor was freezing in Michigan's harsh winters, so we decided to clean everything out and add some insulation to it, along with some nice flooring. This added a lot of weight to the boat, but it made a huge difference when it came to keeping our feet warm in the winter. Then we had to rewire all of our electronics again. We realized that the bench we made was pretty much worthless for sitting because we had so much gear on the boat, so we decided to rip it out and make some actual shelves. While testing out the boat one day, we figured out what not to do. So we had to fix the window using the good old Detroit method. We finally had some space in the boat, but we didn't have a place to work, so we decided to make a little table in the galley. The original trolling motor that we were using the whole time couldn't push the heavy boat that we built anymore, so we ended up getting a new motor which saved the day. All the weight that we added caused our pontoons to sit pretty low in the water, and we hit a bunch of rocks and tree stumps that we can't see. So we decided to add 2 more longer pontoons to the outside of the boat for more buoyancy. These would also help us break up ice in the winter. This was probably one of the hardest things that we had to do on the boat because we had to figure out how to lift up the entire boat while it was still in the water. Now that the boat was actually floating again, we decided to keep adding more stuff to it, starting with a shore power plug that we could also use a generator with to charge our batteries. We also added an inverter so we could have both AC and DC electricity on the boat. It was right about then when we realized that we needed bigger batteries, so we changed our old lead acid batteries for 2 big lithium ones. We thought that editing our videos on the boat would be cool, so we added an Ethernet cable too. Once we had the boat in a pretty good spot, the roof started to leak, so we needed to fix it. We also wanted to have a second story on the boat, so we expanded the roof to make a little more room. Plastic panels seemed like the lightest way to go, so we installed the rows of mounting brackets and then covered them up with the panels. We still needed our solar panels, so we put the frame that we had them in back on the roof in the back and made room for a nice deck up front. Our decks were pretty ugly and slippery when they got wet, and our exterior pontoons didn't have decks on them, so we added new decks to the sides of the pontoons and then painted everything with this really thick anti-slip tough grip extreme paint. Remember that leaky roof? It made our ceiling really moldy, so we painted it with some mold-killing paint. We also painted everything else that we could see with white exterior paint as well. After using the boat for a bit, we decided to rip out the shelves that we made and put in more traditional storage bench with a table that could be lowered down for a bed. We added that computer and the TV to the boat so we could actually do our editing now that we had AC electricity on the boat. And that's when we came up with the idea to convert our boat into a sailboat to give us more range. That way we wouldn't have to rely so much on our batteries. We added dagger boards, a rudder that slips over the motor, and a mast up front that we can disassemble to go under the low bridges that we have to deal with on an 11-mile journey to the lake. Our sailboat went pretty slow, but we think we've got some ideas on how to fix that, so make sure to hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for more upgrades and future projects.
Check out this playlist right here for more information on the builds.
Or check out this one down here for more of our fun adventures. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts for watching our crazy videos.
Hurry up, gotta go, gotta land it!
Go, go, go!